Hi there folks, and welcome to the Word Solutions for this week's the Daily Rigour, and this is issue number 102. So obviously a lot of things going on at the weekend. There was the Scottish Maths Conference, there was the Scottish Cup final, there was the English FA Cup final, but of course there was a royal wedding. So here's a few of the facts and figures behind the numbers of the wedding of Harry and Meghan. So how many bridesmaids were in the wedding party? And your hint is this wee bod math sum. So 2 plus 4 times 1. So we've got to do the multiplication first of all. So 4 times 1 is 4. And then we add the 2, and that tells us that there was 6 bridesmaids as part of the wedding party. So we've got a nice simple addition to work out how many glasses of champagne were drunk in total, and that came to 16,000. Now the last one, how many eggs were used to make the wedding cake? And we've got to do the sum 2 squared times 5 cubed. So 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. 5 cubed is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. So 4 times 125 gives us an answer of 500 eggs used to make the wedding cake. And that's no yolk, that's 100% the truth. Okay, so on to our second story, and what a fantastic idea by this man here. Sick and tired of motorists speeding past his house at 60 miles per hour in a 30 zone, he actually built his own prototype speed camera and put it in his garden. Now when we say prototype speed camera, we just mean an empty cardboard box, but people think it's a speed camera, so they don't actually speed when they get by his house anymore. I might try something like that myself, because I'm sick of people speeding by my house. Right, but the thing about speeding, not only is it against the law and it increases the likelihood of a road accident, and at high speeds that could be fatal, but another disadvantage is that it costs you more money because it causes the car to burn more fuel. So let's look at how much time you actually save but if you choose to break the law. So we've got a 140 mile stretch of motorway, so travelling at 70 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour, how much time would be saved if you're speeding? So speed of course is worked out by doing distance divided by time. So in the first case it'd be 140 divided by 70, and that's obviously going to give us an answer of 2, and of course it's going to be 2 hours because you'll travel 70 miles every hour. So let's try the second case. 140 divided by 80 comes to 1.75 hours. Now if we subtract these two times, we do 2 take away 1.75, it gives us a time saved of 0.25 hours. In other words, a quarter of an hour, and we can change this to minutes by multiplying by 60, but we should also know that a quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. So for that long car journey, you don't actually save that much time, and actually that time would be spent probably in the petrol station having to refuel your car. Okay, so on to our third story, our literacy story. Now we've got this local unsung hero here, so it must have bugged you if ever all the pasta shapes in a can of alpha spaghetti contained all the letters of the alphabet. Well, now this local hero has proved for us that in fact they do. So he bought two tins from the big Tesco, drained the tomato sauce and photographed the contents. So what's the probability of selecting the letter C at random from tin 1, and we have to give our answer as a fraction. So we have to count the number of C's first of all. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 there are there. So you've got 9 chances of picking a C out of a total of 180 letters. Now of course a fraction's always got to be left in its simplest form, and we can simplify this fraction by dividing top and bottom by 9. So 9 divided by 9 is 1, and 180 divided by 9 is 20, so it's a fraction of 1 over 20. So part B, is it more likely to select a T at random from tin 1 or tin 2? Clearly show your working, so a bit of fourth level here. Well, let's look at tin 1 first of all. You count the number of T's, there's 11 of them out of 180. And for the second tin, we count the number of T's, it's 9, and this time it's out of 179 because they gave you 1 bit less pasta in tin 2. So we can kind of look at it and we can already kind of guess from it, but we've actually got to compare them properly, and we either have to make the fractions have the same denominator, which will be very difficult to do, or we can change to a decimal or a percentage. So let's change this one to a decimal first of all by doing 11 divided by 180, and when you round it to 2 decimal places it will come to 0.06. And if we do 9 divided by 179, that'll come to 0.05. So in other words, you've got a 6% chance of getting the letter T from tin 1 and a 5% chance from tin 2. So that means that there's a higher chance from tin 1 since 0.06 is greater than 0.05. So on to our final story, our technology story. So Facebook have revealed that they've just taken down 583 million fake accounts. So we want to know what is that as a percentage of the active users. So we have to put 500, because one's in millions and one's in billions, we're going to have to write these numbers out in full. So we get 583 million, so 583 with 6 zeros. We're going to divide it by 2.19 billion, so we're going to divide it by 2 billion 190 million. Now this will give you a decimal, but to make it a percentage we multiply by 100, and if we do that we get this big long number coming up in the calculator. But the question did tell us to round the answer to the nearest percent. So because that's a 6, we're going to round this 6 up to a 7 to get an answer of 27% of accounts on Facebook were fake. And that's something to think about, as we're always looking to use our social media responsibly and try to stay safe online. But anyway folks, there we have it, our What Solutions for the Daily Rigour, issue number 102. I hope you enjoyed doing these problems as much as we enjoyed making them. Stay tuned for next week's edition, where we're going to be looking at more stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching guys, and bye for now.